And I did it again! Yeah! Alright, so this is the end result. As you can see, there's hexes everywhere with the exception of some lines here. But so now, legitimately, I was happy with how I had it, but before it was just too little. So you know me, I like lining everything. So I ended up getting more, and everywhere I walk in my garage now is fully lit. Whether I am in the engine bay of the front of the car or on the second car, and everywhere I turn, there's light now. So if you want to watch this, stick around. You're gonna like that. Have something that came on the mail today, and I'm very excited because I had mentioned before that I wanted to do more lights on my garage. So by now you guessed what it is. And that's such a great day, but we can do it. Check this out. We're gonna carry this inside and hopefully we'll open it to see what it is. If this is your first time buying this kit, you will find that there's multiple connectors that will go in between the lights, and around it will be. We have some really good stuff in here. So big shout out to that rep who is helping me. Top Tech Sales. So that's where I got my lights. I don't know if you remember, but so last time I showed you guys my garage lights and I modified them to have specifically one hex connected to another hex and so on and so forth. And so today I reached out to the guy and he is amazing. So if you want to get this set of lights, I'm gonna leave a link underneath again, and I'm gonna leave you guys a discount code that I have, and you guys are more than welcome to reach out and get yourself a set because this is sweet. I can't wait till it is all installed in the garage because it's gonna be so lit. This is so good. Can't wait. Let's get back to this. If this is your first time buying this kit, you will find out that there's multiple pieces to making these hex lights, as well as the perimeter, which is a rectangle. It comes with about, I want to say 3 or 4 bags of connectors in different shapes. One of them is the Y connector, the other one is the L connector, and there's a bunch that are inline connectors for those square or rectangle lights. As you can see, the diagram shows exactly the dimensions, how many pieces it's supposed to have for the kit, the drawing power, and all the details about how you're gonna connect it, as well as the pieces that you're gonna be using for the hex lights, which are these that you can see. All right guys, so today is another day. Excuse the mess. I was away for Wiki Meet and I have a mess, but I really want to go ahead and advance on the lights. So what we're gonna do first is we're going to assemble the hex lights and we're gonna see how many we need. But so let's go first into our garage and see exactly what we need to do. So we have here the amount of light in our garage, and as you can see, it's quite some light, but yet there are spots that are not lit properly, meaning this is one of the spots. I have a light in there, I have the hex light on top, but when I turn myself to this side, the other side, sorry, it's still some like dark spots. Now keep in mind right now there's sunlight, but when there's no sunlight, this is pretty dark, right? So that being said, we're going to be looking at this side and also on this spot. As you can see here, you see the difference in lighting. Not so much light, and as I turn back out, you see also less light. So that being said, we have this light over here, we have that light over there, but we have a dead spot here. Now that lamp up there has been working on and off for the past 1.5 years. So I kind of want to take that out, but I don't want to take it out. But our kit itself has an option for a rectangle around the hexes, which I'm not using, but I may use that as a line along the garage so I have light on the wall. Don't know yet, but so far. And as you can see here, we're gonna be doing one there connected to this one, and we're gonna move on to this area that is blank, and we're gonna connect one more. So what do we have? One over there, one here, that's two. Then we have also one existing here, so there's one more here, there will be three. Then we're gonna jump onto this side, will be the fourth one, and potentially one here, which will be the fifth one. And ultimately, we're gonna turn around and we're gonna do one more there and maybe two more in the end. So potentially 7 if it allows. If it doesn't allow, then we're most likely going to just end up doing 5. I think the guy said it was 6 on the kit because of the actual sides. But I mean, so far so good. Also, I have to say that ever since I created this video and you guys did great and watched it, and thank you all of you guys that watched it. And if you have not, I'm gonna leave the link right below for you guys to watch it. But so he had now created his own cables that connect from hex to hex. So I no longer need to do my custom cabling, rather just use the cables he provided to me. So I went ahead and I got a bunch. So I will be connecting hex to hex via his cables. Now let me show you the cable. I mentioned before, he had created his own cable system. Don't know if it was directly because he saw my video, but so now we have a cable that has 2 connectors, one for each hex, and then he sells them in, I believe it's 10 feet and 5 feet. Could be wrong, I think it's 5 feet and 10 inches, something like that. So I went ahead and got all of them. I mean, one of each, but I got more of the small one. As you can see here, I got the little one. I don't know, this has gotta be, I wanna say, I don't know, 5 feet maybe. And this is gotta be 20 feet. I don't know, I'm not good at measuring, but so this is basically what I do. And we're going to use this to connect hex to hex. As a matter of fact, you know what? Let me build a couple hexes so I can show you guys. And so here we have it. As you can see here now, we have the cable, and I made 2 hexes here to show. And I did already the connection, which should be right this way. Let's see, where's the click? Okay. Okay, so I didn't really think this one through, but now I'm able to realize that I need more of the plugs, otherwise it's not gonna work. But you know what? Let's just go ahead and start plugging them in. He also sent me these very handy, what do we call them? These handy clips, because last time, I don't know if you saw in the video, I was struggling. But so these clips, what they do is they, which by the way, I got one up there that I need to plug in. So what they do is they basically just clip on the back end of it. Right, let me take this one back out. And so the way it works is you clip this one here, and it clips right there, and you're able just to lay it out. Oh boy, this is staying in. I got it out, but there we go. And so what it does, it just it clips, and it just you can put it on the ceiling faster and easier. So that way I can just put one, and then while it's already up there, I can just screw the other one in. So I'm gonna lay it out again. Both plugs should supposed to be like this. So I'm gonna go ahead and put it right over here. And I'm gonna go ahead and do the dirty work. Where's my drill? Perfect. That's aligned. And let's try the cable now. If this is exactly what it said it was, it's as easy as doing this from this one to let's just go. There we go. All right, so we remove this piece and we're gonna put the triangular piece now. Now this triangular piece is going to allow us to connect the two pieces and connect to the external cable, which we're going to do now. Alexa, turn on garage lights. And we got one more light. It's as simple as that. Now, I don't want to bore you, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to plug all of them at once. I'll be right back. All right, so as you can see, it's a different day, and I have finally, I think I have finished. I mean, there's a couple things that I have to fetch, but so this is what happened, right? So I ended up doing the 2 hexes I wanted on this side. I'm still debating, well, I'm waiting for more cables. Well, let me just refresh this. So after doing all of this, I realized that the kit is meant for you to have a grid and have a bunch of hexes and a square around it, right? Or a rectangle around it. And my kit obviously is not what it is because of all the pipes and stuff. So this is kind of for anyone that has a basement or a garage with all this crap like I do. But so the thing with this is that I ended up using all the hexes, which in total, I believe I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 hexes. The problem with that was that I didn't have enough of these pieces. As you can see here, like that piece, the one that connects, I didn't have enough of those connector pieces. So I kind of had to go and add, get more. But in reality, if you want to just go with what the kit offers, then you'll end up with 6 hexes with all the pieces you got. You may have to end up with the Ys in a bunch of sides, but that's okay on my end. Nobody touches the ceiling. They shouldn't be touching the ceiling. But so I'm very happy with how it came out. As you can see, I'm walking almost in every location at the garage and it's lit, which was my #1 goal. Also, as you can see, I wanted to light up my bench, my workbench, and my toolbox. I ended up using that one strip. The one that used to be the rectangle now goes all the way around to the back. Now, this was the most difficult part because I had to hang it, screw it, and I ended up using some brackets, but I don't know if it's gonna hold up long term. I may have to come up with a different solution. And this one, I just was so tired of having to deal with hanging. I ended up using zip ties along the rail, along the tube of the electricity. But other than that, I gotta say, this looks really, really well lit. The one thing that I'm missing is, as I said, I still got 3 more hexes to go. What I'm gonna end up doing is I order a bunch more things. So I got a cable coming from this one to this one, and one cable that goes to that one. And I just plugged it in on this end just to show you guys. But in reality, that cable does not belong there. I'm gonna take it off right now because I don't want the garage to open and damage it or I don't know. I don't want it to drag everything. So I'm gonna take it off. There's going to be a cable from here to here, and then one cable from here to there, which is going to be nailed onto the ceiling. And as I said, there will be one cable from there to here, one more cable to here to another hex, and I'll have 2 hexes. Because I ordered more, I have 2 hexes more to put somewhere, which I still have to figure out where I will be putting them. Another idea was maybe I could put my logo in a hex or in a rectangle, but then I'm gonna have to drill onto the wall, and I really don't want that. So I mean, I think I'm gonna call this a success. I think I'm done with this video. I'll put some updated pictures on Instagram or on TikTok. So if you haven't followed me, just follow me now. Thank you, Carter, for helping me throughout this whole thing and tending to my request for more cables, more of this and that. But I am so excited to see the final product. So yeah, so we're back at the end of the episode. I wanted to take a pause because this is day number 3 officially. I have been busy taking care of other stuff while I was doing this and also waiting on cables and stuff, but ended up doing what the following was. So I ended up putting, as I mentioned, hex, 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 connected to the middle hex, followed to the second one, and continued the line. Again, this is not symmetrical, but that's okay. As long as it lights up the garage is fine. The reason why I did this was because my garage, as you can see, has a ton of pipes, ducts, and God knows what else it has, like sewage, you guessed it, all of it. Anyways, so I decided to go line, 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 line with the inline connectors that now Carter sells through tapsales.llc, and we are now being able to connect one-to-one. I did a line here connected to another line up there. Now keep in mind, I still have to somehow come up with a strategy on tucking the cables in. Some cables are not well put together, but I wanted to illustrate how nice this is. Yeah, I gotta come up with a way of hiding these cables. I don't like that they're hanging, so I might have to staple them here or something, zip tie them somewhere. But yeah, so that is what it looks like. And as I showed you guys before, this is me walking around the lights. Now, let's go over what this was. So this was a whole kit modified to have about, I think it was, ended up being 7 hexes, and I ended up getting a couple more pieces to complete the 9 hexes because I had a couple from previous and this one, so I ended up being the same kit, and I got a couple couplers. I call them couplers, but they're the end pieces that you connect one to another. I ended up making it to be, I think it was 9 hexes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 hexes. The total minus 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Minus 3 is 9. So I ended up getting 9 hexes plus 1 that I have inside that I didn't install. 10 hexes total. I ended up investing a little more myself, but you with a regular kit, you'll end up getting about 7 hexes all in, and a couple leftover pieces like the lines. As you can see, the lines that I put in the end and the lines I put at the side of the garage on this side. Those are the hexagonal, not the hexagonal, sorry, the rectangle that wraps up your hexes if you got a full beautiful ceiling in your garage, which, oh man, I wish I had that. But that doesn't matter to me because I still have a lit garage. So that being said, you had that left over and a bunch of couplers left over as well. I did everything in series, as I mentioned. Now he sells from hex to hex cables. I'm not sure about the price. I think they go for like $3 or something. I gotta double check with them. But so that connects one to another and to another and to another and to another. And I have gone above and beyond. I don't know if I showed you guys the last episode, but I connected them to an actual Govee smart plug that I can just tell Alexa, and that connects to the outlet. So if you want to hear it, then I'll do that right now. Alexa, turn off garage lights.
Okay.
And this is what my garage completely dark looks like. And this was my original light when I first started my modification. So as you can see, there's a little bit of light, and you can see how there's no light whatsoever in my engine bay. You keep walking, you get a little more light, like a normal room. You get the shadows in the face, and there's a little more light. I keep walking, and this would be my second engine bay, which I would barely get any light. Alexa, turn on garage lights. Okay. And now, see the difference? I have light all over my garage. This is a day and night. I know there's a couple spots that there's not much light, but that there is light, but not as much as everywhere else, which is this one. But there's really nothing I can do since there's no more space because of the piping, and I try to overlay. Maybe I'll get creative and use those leftover strips and put them around. I'm not sure, but I am extremely happy with how this came out. I am so excited to start working at night without any issues. So that brings us to the end of this episode. If you like this content, don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. Catch you guys in the next one.